You just got to build relationships. Hello, this is Jim Lupkin. I'm the host of the Jim Lupkin Podcast, and here I am with David Waltz. Nice to see you here.
Good to see you, brother.
You know what? You have such a great bio. I'm literally just going to read this word for word because it's so strong, and I just don't want to cliff note this thing. Right, so here we go. Everyone, you're going to want to listen to this because when Dave starts diving into how to build businesses through relationships, I want you to know the background on it because it just takes you to a whole other level of appreciation. All right, so here we go. David Waltz is a U.S. Air Force veteran and founder of Wicked Awesome, a worldwide movement that started in Chandler, Arizona, helping entrepreneurs and others build real connections for the last 11 years. He has served on nonprofit boards and is a financial strategist, helping individuals, families, and business owners with retirement planning. He lives the abundance mindset, and his motto, do unto others as you would have done unto you, without expectation of return.
Yes,
so I had a list of questions for you, but now I'm going to stop that. And I want to talk a little bit about your motto for a moment.
Sure. So the motto, I grew up in the Boston area and grew up Catholic. I'm Christian, and that's out of the Bible, right? The golden rule, treat others as you would expect to be treated. However, as human beings, it was really tough for me to give and give and give and not get things back, not keep that tally in my mind until I really, talked to some more people and just dove into that whole thing that Jesus said. And when we release the expectation of return and we do that for the pure love of the act of giving and helping somebody, man, it opens up so many things. And that's the key.
So everyone that's listening to this podcast is some type of business owner. Mm-hmm. They might be a solopreneur selling something on Etsy or eBay. They might be an affiliate for a company, a small business owner, or a company doing 50 million, 100 million a year. Mm-hmm. So these people are constantly thinking, okay, relationship. How do I really scale that in business? With that being said, I want to dive into a little bit more of what you just said. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, without the expectation. That expectation piece is not easy for most people.
No, it is
not.
Not.
Why do you think their brains are wired? Is it just because we're all born into this business world? And then how did you actually overcome it? Because I don't think it is easy. Like when I read that statement, it sounds beautiful, but the execution of it seems very difficult for most people.
It took years, especially as I grew up. It's a mindset shift. When we shift from a mindset of scarcity, which you could be a billionaire and still have a scarcity mindset. So competing with others, right? Keeping a tally on what you give, expecting stuff back. That's all part of it. Once you realize that, first of all, there's like 8 billion people on the planet, right? Mm-hmm. 6 billion of those people believe in a higher power of some sort, right? With many different religions and faiths and all this other stuff. And when I really dove in and did a lot of research and talked to all kinds of different people that believed all kinds of different things, the being that we all believe in is an omnipotent and omnipresent being that is of love and that is abundant and is everywhere. And whether it's Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Buddhism or spiritualism or any of those kind of faiths, anyone that believes in a higher power, that's the being. Or if it's a polytheistic faith, one of the beings is like that. There's always an overall. So I was like, man, that many people can't be wrong. So that has to be true. That has to be the truth. So how do you live in love? I dove, being Christian, I dove into the Gospels, to find out more about Jesus. Although I grew up that way, Catholic school and all that, I was like, man, he was the most perfect example of that. Although we're human and we'll never achieve that goal, I'm a goal person. The pursuit is beautiful. And that pursuit is what has motivated me to really live in that space of not expecting it back. I just do it for the pure act of love to do it, because we're all people. We're all trying to do whatever it is, and there's so much out there. All of us could do the exact same job and achieve massive success. People, give me some grief when I started Wicked Awesome Happy Hour. They were like, why do you invite other financial people, man? This guy does insurance like you. You shouldn't invite them. I'm like, why not? Who cares? If someone doesn't connect with me, they're going to connect with you or with her or with him. Mm-hmm. It's about the relationships. It always is. But first, and the most important relationship, other than with our God, is with ourself. Once we can get ourself right as we possibly can be by humans, because God knows I slip sometimes, as with anybody. But the closer we can walk to that path and that alignment, the more pure and deep we can make our relationships more quickly. I believe in collapsing timeframes. One of my close friends was a boss of mine when I first moved out here, and we're like brothers. And he would say that you can collapse the time frame to success. And I'm like, all right, how do we do that? And he's like, well, you can learn from your mistakes, or you can learn from others' mistakes. Learning from others' mistakes is helping to collapse your time frame to whatever your definition of success is. And then I took that to another level with doing the happy hour and connecting people and not asking them for anything back and not expecting anything back. And I noticed I got a lot more referrals when I did that.
There's 2 points that stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is, so as we're talking about not having any expectations, to you is one of the foundations of building a relationship. Mm-hmm. And you can look at all the reports out there, all the statistics. Mm-hmm. It's something like 9 out of every 10 people trust a friend over any type of paid ad that you can possibly spend money on to buy in a product or a service. And then Nelson's ratings is something like 92% of people will buy from a friend over any type of ad. I mean, it's so astronomically high that it's like, why even spend money on anything, or at least make relationships your primary focus and then everything else is secondary. And so when I'm listening to you talk, it's like, okay, cool, makes sense, but how do I actually build that relationship? And the first thing in this last few minutes is abundance, having that abundance mindset. Mm-hmm. That if you truly believe the world is really big, everybody can be successful, mm-hmm. then giving without expectation becomes easier.
Yes.
Because you realize there's so many people out there that you don't have to get that one person as a customer.
Right.
Because there's so many. So because of that, you can actually focus on them and you believe that. So that was the first huge takeaway that I just got from you.
Yeah.
Huge believer of that myself. Mm-hmm. I, in fact, just the other day, I found myself sharing that with someone. This person was in fear of competition. And I shared with her, you can't be in fear. And I was actually here in the Phoenix area, and I go, here in the area alone, your potential customer base is around 500,000 people based on her target. Yeah. You're worried about this competition. Even if you guys both sat in the same room and just kept talking to everybody, there's more than enough people for you both to have an incredible life.
Yes.
But she still hasn't processed it yet. So, because she still is working through the abundance mindset.
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful thing for all these listeners, understanding the abundance mindset. And that first hit me probably 15 to 20 years ago. I was in India living there, and I read this book, and basically the book summed it up like this: how insignificant we are in the world when we think we're significant.
Right.
And then it did one example. Out of all the people in China, how many know about your success today? The answer is 0.
Right.
And then it goes, now in your city, how many people know about your success? Maybe 100? Oh, let's say you're the biggest dog in town. Maybe, let's say 10,000 people. There's still 5 million here.
Exactly.
So even as successful as most people are, they're still very insignificant in the grand scheme of things because the abundance of life is so extraordinary. Unless you're maybe Taylor Swift, you're very insignificant. And to appreciate that, because that's then the opposite is abundance. So that's beautiful. The other thing that you said that I thought was fantastic for our listeners is, and I'm also a huge believer of this, you said you would invite other financial advisors down to your event, and everyone's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But then you hit on it good. And this is relationships. if I was a financial advisor, we brought 100 people into a room. No matter what I say, no matter what I offer, certain people will only do business with me. Certain people will only do business with you. Why is that? It's because there's a connection with you that I can't get with them. It has nothing to do with my product, my offerings, nothing. It's the way I talk to them. It's our backgrounds are similar. We have same mom that did this. That's all relationship.
Sure is.
That is so powerful that no matter how big a networking event gets, no matter how many people are doing the same thing, it won't matter because you're only going to connect with certain people. And that connection, and you know what too, it's also, let's talk about this for a minute. Like when you meet somebody, do you ever feel like sometimes it's an instant connection?
Oh yeah.
Like within 30 seconds?
Yeah.
That I think goes into what you're saying is that connection. Tell me like what's that all about in your own viewpoint?
That's a great question. We go to once we grow into the abundance mindset, and you can do the gratitude thing without being in the abundance mindset. But once you couple those two, so every single person that shows up to my events, I'm so thankful that they showed up. Even though I know there's going to be 100 or 200 or however many people, every single person that shows up, I'm so thankful that they took time out of their busy schedule. They felt there was enough value from a friend recommending it or seeing it on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever they saw it or Meetup or whatever, that they took time out of their busy life to invest it with me and the Wicked Awesome fam. So I personally greet everybody, no matter how many people are at my events. And I love the fact that they came there. And I mean it. And people feel that. Also, we humans remember things through imprinting. Before I moved out here, I've trained, over 1,000 salespeople, probably closer to 1,100 or 1,200 at this point. Insurance here, home improvements when I was living in Colorado when I got out of the Air Force. One of the biggest things is we remember people best through the imprint of a extremely strong emotion. So when on our bad days, when you go into your wireless carrier and they've screwed it up again and you're standing on a desk kicking shit and screaming at people, they'll remember you the rest of your life, the rest of their life. Not in a good way. We can also do the opposite when we meet people and be in a place of peace and love, acceptance, abundance, gratitude, and kindness, and meet them that way. And my event really doesn't have anything to do with me. It's all about him and being in alignment with him. And in return, he helps to create an amazing environment. You've been. No matter how many different people with different beliefs are there, it always feels like peace and love. And that massive positivity creates imprints on people. So when people meet at a Wicked Awesome event, whether it's here or in Basel, Switzerland, or wherever else it's going to be, it's the same feel. You can forget, and I've heard this for a long time from people, and I've actually done it accidentally myself. Have a business card from somebody, misplace it, falls in the, in the car or something, and you find it like a month later. And I'm like, shit. So I'll text them. Hey, it was great to meet you. And every single time, oh my gosh, it was so great to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm their best friend. Because I met them in an environment that the table was set fully and able to connect as deeply and as quickly as possible, because that's the intention and that's the goal, collapsing the time frame to success. Success is building relationships. From those, all kinds of stuff happens. But I make sure the environment is a great environment for people so that they can connect the right way.
Let's hit on those words, deeply and quickly. So whether you're connecting with somebody on a Zoom, on a phone, in person, wherever it is, tell us some of the things that you do that make that connection deep and quick. Because a lot of people will say, no, it's not possible. It's going to take months to make a real connection. I don't believe that. So what do you do?
It doesn't take months. Like you said, it's an instant connection a lot of the time, right? And it might have been a skill that I started to pick up in the military. We didn't have a choice, right? You trust immediately because you're in my unit, you're in my squadron, and if war happens, I'm counting on you, and you're counting on me to make it home. So there's that, but also knowing people and having that genuine love and appreciation, like I was saying, man, that drills it down quick, and calling people out and being your authentic self. Don't pretend to be anybody else. I never pretend to be anybody else. The only person I'm good at being is me. Some people really like it. Mm-hmm. Some people absolutely love it. And some people absolutely hate it. And I don't give a shit either way, because I'm going to be me. So the highest frequency, if you're, doing about the frequency stuff and all that, the highest frequency is not gratitude. It's not love either. It's authenticity. Mm-hmm. So you're meeting somebody when you're your authentic self in the highest frequency you can possibly meet a person in. No matter where they're at, man, they're gonna feel it, and they're gonna just bond to you energetically. And a lot of times they don't even know why that they love you, and you're the best person. Oh my gosh, Jim, you're the best guy I ever met in my life. I love you. Mm-hmm. And you're like, bro, we just met like 2 minutes ago. But it's because you're coming from that place, that abundance mindset, authentically yourself, truly thankful for where you are, and you truly love that person across from you, because that's the way to be. And if we want to go to like a sales or any kind of techniques, none of them are necessary other than that genuine connection when you're with them. And I like to give them something immediately. So like I'll meet with somebody and we'll talk about whatever. Since I'm at my event or any other event that I go to, I want to know who's in the room already and who I can connect this person I just met to. Who's going to be the best person for them? Like I'll often ask people if they look a little like, oh man, a little overwhelmed, because when you walk into a room with like 100 or 200 strangers, it can be overwhelming. I was an introvert, and I had to grow out of that because I couldn't do what I do if I stayed there. He helped me to grow through that. Thank you very much. But in my mind, I'm 100% in with them, but I'm also like, okay, who else is in here that I can, oh my gosh, this would be an amazing person to connect with. It's great talking to you, man. I love meeting you, and we're gonna speak some more. Let me grab your contact info. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do that. You've got to meet so and so. I noticed that they're here. Come on, let's go. And then I'll hand them off. Sometimes if they're an extrovert, I'll be like, see that person over there? His name's Jim. Trust me, you want to meet Jim. The reason that you came here was to meet Jim. Go get Jim. And they'll do that, but it's because of that connection right off the bat. You can be the new kid in a place and be disliked by everyone because you're the new kid, or you could be the new kid that throws a party and everybody loves you. And that's part of the mentality behind the starting of Wicked Awesome, because I was like, I don't know anybody, but if I throw a party, I'll get to know people.
There's two things again that jump out at me here. One is, it seems like this repetitive theme that I keep picking up on what you're saying. Mm-hmm. If somebody focuses on personal growth, personal development, all the stuff that happens in between the ears, abundance is obviously part of that, but just overall personal growth, that is the surefire, quick way to getting down the path of just being able to make great relationships with people really fast.
Yes.
So most of the blocks that keep somebody from actually making real relationships, keeping them in a transactional economy that I call it, has nothing to do with the outside, all has to do with what's going on in their head.
Yes.
And then the second thing is, you immediately try to bring them value, not by talking about your product. Mm-hmm. Most people would think that, well, no, I'm bringing them value because I'm going to help them.
I don't even talk about what I do.
Yeah. But now you go and connect them to someone else. Mm-hmm. When you do that, there's a very high chance it will never turn into business. But you're thinking about, it's not about me. I'm just trying to make their life better because I'm in it.
Yep.
And that makes them want to do business with you and learn about what you're doing.
Yes.
So I love that. And I mean, that's a huge golden nugget, is when you meet somebody, immediately understand what they do, and then say to yourself, do I know somebody that I can introduce them to? Don't think about, well, I'm going to get a referral fee. I'm going to get some sort of commission. Don't think about that stuff. Think about, no, I'm just doing this because I genuinely want to show them that their life is better because I'm in it. Yeah. And so let me help them.
And I frame it, not do I know someone, but who do I know?
Yes.
Because even if I don't know anybody, that question, who do I know that can help them? All of a sudden, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to meet somebody in like 2 seconds. Right after I finish talking with them, that is the exact person that does the exact thing that I needed to connect them to. Even if I don't know somebody.
You put that
intention
out there.
Yeah, you put that intention out there. Yeah.
I love that. So how do relationships drive business success? How would you answer that question?
It makes it easier. It's like the lubrication, right? You know, relationships, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So you can meet somebody once. Social media is a wonderful way to keep top of mind, right? Those of us that post a lot, multiple platforms and all that stuff. Oh, I recognize him. So that when they meet us in person, oh my gosh, they already have some kind of notion about it. And then when they meet you, oh, okay, great. But then also, I'm telling you, it's really just about the love of the connection. And the best investment that you can make is really on yourself. And I know life happens and things are crazy. And entrepreneurs and those of us that are business owners, a lot of times we put ourselves last, right? Because we're, oh man, I gotta make sure, the family is taken care of and this and that. And that's all important. But if you can't spend at least 30 minutes a day improving up here, you're doing everybody a disservice. It's so important to listen to books on tape. I mean, some of my favorite, The Go-Giver, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success Through Selling. That's an older one, but it's great. Think and Grow Rich. Come on. And there's so many amazing authors. There's a lot out here. A lot of friends that have written books. Let Them is a good one that I just finished up. There's just and then going to conferences. And myself, I constantly work at going into rooms where I am the person with the least amount of money and the least intelligence. I want to be in those rooms that's where I am in the room. And like growing up, how I did, we didn't have a bunch of money growing up. We didn't have any. And then my parents got divorced and we had less. And I had never been around someone that was worth millions or a billionaire until my adult life and working with other companies and then all of a sudden being in meetings. So like people talk about imposter syndrome or whatever. I don't know about all that. But I have been in rooms years ago that I was like, holy shit, what am I doing in here? This guy's worth $4 billion. And I'm mediating his company buying these two companies. And these guys are worth hundreds of millions. Holy cow. Wherever we are, that's where we're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. As long as we got there the right way, it's a blessed interaction. And you are the subject matter expert in whatever it is that you're there for.
Exactly.
So, man, just getting connected in the right way because we're worth it.
I love that.
And they're worth it.
Now let's zoom out on a bigger picture. So what you're talking about, very specific things. One of the main reasons I started this podcast is to create this vision mission of having all businesses adopt a relationship economy mindset. So this is my question to you. A relationship economy would mean this. Let's use the Phoenix Valley. I would say Chandler, but you're like everywhere. So let's just say the whole valley.
Yeah.
What if every single business in Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, Tempe, Phoenix, all the other places I don't know about that make up this whole valley, what if every single business had your mindset, had your focus and determination of we are going to grow our business with a relationship first mindset. We are building relationships as our main growth of getting customers, getting partners, hiring new employees, investors, whatever it is. It's all about relationships, and they truly believe it at the level that you do, and they do the things necessary to get the results that you get. If every single business, I think last time I heard there's 500,000 in the Valley. If all 500,000 were doing that on a daily basis, what would this city be like? What would it's a loaded question.
We're already the Phoenix metro area is really the new hub for technology and thought worldwide. Now, it's also the center of the awakening because there's so many of us from all over the world that live here now. If all the businesses believed and lived the same, the way that I do and many others do, oh my gosh, it would be the biggest success story in the history of the planet. It's not even close. It would be the most amazing shit anyone ever even thought of or imagined.
What do you think would be the types of things that would happen that would make it the biggest success story ever?
You know, you have like major businesses that compete against each other. When you can share tech, even personnel and stuff like that with a so-called competitor, you're never, like you mentioned earlier, you're never going to get the whole market share, right? And people are going to connect with you different than me. Same thing with a company brand. They'll connect with Coca-Cola different than Pepsi, right? Or whatever. There's so much market that they can, Nike, Reebok, you know, all of those. It's just different companies doing the same thing. So if we take it from that personal level in our personal businesses and scale it up to these huge co-ops, imagine if they were truly in abundance at the top. They could pick up a phone and they could have a phone call come from somebody with an impossible task that somebody's been working on for months. Can't get it done, it's not possible. Building the correct relationships and doing it the right way, they can make a phone call. And in 15 to 20 minutes, that impossible task is done. The most certain person in any interaction or any negotiation always wins. And he's blessed me to have a lot of certainty. When I walk into a room and have a meeting or negotiate on something, I know I'm winning. There's no question. It's just then, how do I make sure that they win? And I win. We can both win. That's the only way to truly have success. So I seek the betterment of the other person, not in spite of myself, but for them, because if I can get them to wrap their mind around whatever it is, oh, wait, that makes sense. Yeah, we should do this. You know, like doing major events and stuff like that. Being able to apply, oh my gosh, we had, so a business partner of mine, we had some success with the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl being one of many, many hosts, you know, that helped last year. And our company was retained to help again this year, and there was only a few that were retained. They liked the way that we did it, the relationship way. They chose us over many others. Because of that, my business partner was like, hey man, I'm going to send in an app for the World Cup. And I'm like, whatever, bro. Go for it. He's like, no, I know like a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. I'm like, yeah, perfect. And because we were able to put that app in, because why not, we got selected as hosts. I'm not a big knowledge base for soccer or football, but I will be. And
relationships got you to the World Cup.
Relationships got us there. Relationships also have helped the city of Chandler and other cities land some businesses that they were looking for. And also, like, I love where I live. You know, one of the things my grandfather told me, he told me a bunch of good stuff. But when I told him I was going in the Air Force, I was the oldest grandchild, Italian family in Boston, all that good stuff. And Pa served in World War II. He was a Seabee in the Navy and fought across North Africa. And the week I told him, we're over at Nana and Pa's house Sunday after Mass and having family supper and all that. And after, he's like, David, come on. So we go out to the porch, and he's like, when you get out of the Air Force, don't move back here. And I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? He's like, I see what you're doing. This will always be where you're from. It is no longer home. When you get out, don't move back here. And I was like, where am I going to go? He's like, I don't know. He's like, God knows where you're supposed to go. I don't know. But I know it's not here. He's like, so whenever you find home, plant your flag, you become an asset to your community, and you leave that place better than you found it. So that, coupled with, growing up and a Christian and all that, I didn't feel home till I finally got to Arizona, till I got to Chandler, and I was like, oh, wow. I didn't even remember the conversation with my grandfather until it hit me a little bit after I moved here, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is home. How can I make this place better? I don't know anybody. I'm in a new industry, and I have a young family at the time, and I was like, oh man, all right, I'm going to follow Pa's advice and make this thing better. So I did some praying, and boom, I did one of those, open the Bible up, and the first thing was the golden rule. I was like, oh, okay, all right, now let's work on that. But be an asset to your community, because at some point, we're going to leave this place. And not that I really care what people think about me, because I don't. What I do care about is leaving this place better than I found it. And already, after doing this 11 years, there's companies that wouldn't be here that are. There's communities that may have not happened or may have folded, and they're here. There's people that have started dating, gotten married, had kids because of Wicked Awesome. There's Wicked Awesome kids. It's cool.
I want to jump into Wicked Awesome one, but to quick close up the relationship economy piece. I liked how you said things could just be solved like that.
Yep.
So on one of our other episodes, we met with Kelly, who's from the city of Mesa, and I asked her the same question, and she looked at me and she goes, it would be utopia.
Yes.
Just a perfect world.
Yeah.
And what you just said about if every business lived on we all had the same mindset, we're all going to do a relationship economy. And you said any problem could be solved in probably 20 minutes because somebody would know somebody.
Yep.
And if we're all truly helping each other, that is aligned with utopia and what Kelly said from the city of Mesa. Just being able to, if we're all out to help each other, we can all solve each other's problems ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
And then what happens is we build great relationships and influence with everybody. The people that you actually really connect with, they become your customers. So there really is no such thing as competition in a relationship economy.
Yep.
Because you're connecting with a certain group of people that no one else is. That is powerful. And we all need to fall in love with this relationship economy piece.
Yeah.
Wicked Awesome is doing exceptionally well.
Thank you.
It's because of relationships, I believe.
It is.
Give me one relationship, just one, in 30 seconds, what that has fueled the biggest growth for Wicked Awesome.
My relationship with my business partner in Basel, Switzerland. I met her through Unicorn Universe, an international group. They meet via Zoom on Fridays, and met her through there. She came to the States to teach some classes. She's a high performance coach for teenage athletes that are highly recruited. She was a ballerina, highly recruited, didn't really know a whole lot. Neither did her parents, and we know what happens to athletes. They don't know a lot, and their parents don't know a lot. So she and I got to experience, Wicked Awesome Happy Hour in October of last year. And she was blown away. She's like, oh my gosh, I've seen it online, but wow, the feeling. She's like, I want to do this. I was like, cool, go do it. And she's like, no, I want to do a Wicked Awesome. And I was like, now we have to have a discussion. So we met, and we talked about it, and she is the shepherd over there in Europe. And she does it amazingly well. I got flown over in January, hosted it live, and her business has exploded, but also Wicked Awesome, being in 2 continents, has exploded as well. I don't have to reach out. All of my stuff is referral based. I love the system, the Six Sigma funnel system, because that can help people that don't have the ability or talent yet. They haven't acquired it or grown to that place yet to go out and meet so many people, a day. But yeah, I would say that partnership with her is the biggest success. I mean, there's other ones that,
of course,
there's one that's going to hit the papers relatively soon, and all the pieces of this huge entertainment complex that's coming all got sourced through Wicked Awesome. So we'll be reading about that in the papers.
We won't talk about that one right now. That sounds like we need to wait. But relationship took you overseas into Europe.
Yeah.
That's an incredible example of how powerful relationships are, which then leads me to, if Six Sigma funnels had been available earlier, since you just mentioned it, how would it have changed your journey?
Man, so Wicked Awesome is 11 years old. If Six Sigma funnels was available at the beginning, and I understood the power of social media, would have built it in half the time. Because now I'm at a point, and I feel truly blessed to be at this point, that people reach out to me all the time. Get friend requests on everything. I have people, hey, you don't know me, but so-and-so gave me your phone number, and blah, blah. So they're coming to me in droves, which is awesome, and I'm so grateful for. But I could have collapsed the time frame to success by having a tool like Six Sigma funnels.
That's powerful.
Working that. So yeah, definitely could have done this faster had I had a tool like that. I did it with no tools, just my know-how and prayer.
Well, thank you.
So I guess I have tools.
I do, yeah, absolutely. I do appreciate that, and for those that are listening to this that are still getting an understanding of Six Sigma funnels, what Six Sigma funnels is all about is relationships are key to everything. It's what we keep talking about. But there's a lot of heavy lifting that is required to get to that actual relationship part that we've been talking about today. Yeah. Six Sigma funnels is a technology platform that does all that heavy lifting for you, so that way you can focus on the actual relationship itself. Yep. And just have all that stuff done for you. Mm-hmm. So that's why when Dave says what took 11 years, probably would have did it in 5 or half the time. It's all that extra stuff that unfortunately or fortunately is required to get to the relationship. Because of tech, it can now all be done for you. Yeah, so thank you very much for actually pointing that out. As we close up this episode, what is next for Wicked Awesome?
Man, all right. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Wicked Awesome. We'll be expanding to more cities in the U.S. Looks like San Diego, Denver, and Vegas will be the next 3 in the U.S. We'll be expanding in Europe. We'll be in Zurich. We'll be in a few other cities, and then we have interest from countries all over the world, from people in countries all over the world. So I like to interview them myself and make sure that we're on the same page. But Wicked Awesome is going to be, next year, probably 4 continents, 5 continents. Just connecting people all over the world. And then we're going to do for those that want, a subscription service to it. It's always free. The third Wednesday of the month, 6 to 9 p.m., except for this month, we're doing a special thing with Secret Sauce Society, Andrew Kolikoff's amazing group. So it's a 4-hour networking co-event, which is, man, I'm so stoked. But usually it's 6 to 9 p.m., third Wednesday of the month, different local spot, wherever you happen to live. And that event will always be free.
Okay.
There's so many other things because of the relationships that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do so many other things for people that I'm going to charge a monthly, and then also offer some quarterly stuff, some really cool, like I'm a big food fan, so like some crazy dinners, like small event places that people are waiting months to get into, places, some of them that aren't even going to be open to the public yet. Just amazing foodie kind of stuff. And then also other experiences, like the last time the Super Bowl was here, I had tickets. I couldn't go. So for years, I'll shoot out some texts to people that are in the Wicked Awesome fam, because they're my fam and my friends, because of the relationships that I've built. And I'm like, well, why just put it out to a certain amount of people? Why not, when I get all these amazing things, to pop it out to the Wicked Awesome, Wicked Important group, within Wicked Awesome Happy Hour, that are paying a monthly or a quarterly, and they're like, yeah, I want to do an experience like that. I want to go drive, Teslas or whatever and test them out or whatever it is. There's amazing, really cool stuff, like Lucid, being able to test Lucid vehicles. They want to see how fast they can go and for how long.
Really rare experiences that you're really just not going to do.
Exactly.
What's interesting with that is for anyone that's listening to this that knows or heard of Jesse Isler, he does the same thing. If he goes and does something, he invites everyone in his community. And his wife, Sarah Blakely, I believe, from the, I'm drawing a blank right now, but she made $1 billion or so in her company. But Jesse is amazing when it comes to relationships from all the stuff I see he does online. And maybe he'll be on our episode soon because he's just so great with relationships. Whenever he does something, he'll invite everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, I just don't want to have this experience with just one person.
Right.
And whoever wants to come shows up.
Yeah.
And just like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so, it builds an awesome community.
Wicked awesome cruises, wicked awesome road trips, wicked awesome brunches. We're going to go next year. We'll be doing a trip to Europe. We're also going to be doing a retreat to South America. All kinds of cool stuff. And I want to bring as many people with me as possible because it truly is wicked awesome when you're bringing your friends and your fam with you.
Yes.
You know, traveling by yourself is fun. But traveling with a group of people that you love, man, you can't beat that shit.
You know what? Yeah. For everyone that's listening right now, and as we close up this podcast, here's what I like to say, Dave. Check out Wicked Awesome on your favorite social media platform, and you'll be able to easily find it because it's such a unique name. And get to one of their events because it's all about building real relationships without all the awkwardness. And Dave has lived it, which is the best part. Yes. Go to some of his crazy events because you should, because you might not get to do that particular thing like ever in your life. And at the same time, you'll actually build real relationships with those people because you guys all have something that's similar or you wouldn't be going to that event. Right. So you end up making true, meaningful friends. And then also, this is all about the relationship economy. Yeah. It's about making true connection. Dave is a true testament to it, has walked the walk for a very long time. I remember when I went to one of your first events for me, I walked in, you had the biggest smile on your face. I didn't even know who you were, and immediately I thought I was your best friend because the way you just treated me. And that's how you treat everybody. And it's because you come from that position of abundance. And that immediately built a relationship where I thought about you afterwards when people said, Dave, Wicked Awesome. I'm like, yep, I know him. I'm thinking, no, I don't know him. But I felt like I knew you. Yeah. And you create that with everybody. And so the ability to build relationships is incredible. So we are building out the relationship economy. I do this with everyone I talk to. Are you committed to building the relationship economy with me?
Of course.
There you go.
I will
Dave's on
continue
board.
To do it. Yeah. Wicked Awesome Happy Hour, LinkedIn and Facebook, Wicked Awesome Events on Instagram. And I am still committed to the relationship economy.
Beautiful.
And will always be.
Beautiful. Dave, thank you for being with me.
Thanks for having me,
Really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See everyone. This is the Jim Lupkin Podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Jim Lupkin Podcast, where AI meets real relationships. If an idea resonated with you, drop a comment or a question below so Jim can weigh in. And share this episode with one friend who would benefit. See you next time.